Hello, thank you for watching this video. In my camera we have a starting resolution script which is responsible for setting the resolution at the start. We are right now running on a windowed. So we have got directional light and spawn box. The spawn box doesn't have a script, but it is a box which has a material right here, and this material has been created. It is a color unlit. And we've got game control. Over here we have got a large script which is responsible for handling various functions. In the variables we have game state. We have also put a game over state, although it never reaches the game over state. In the we have got a game states variable called current game state. Then we have an instance for this script. In the domino box functions we have got a boolean which tells the game whether domino has spawned or not. We have got domino box materials which actually are responsible for turning the spawn box to either white or red. So the mesh renderer is being referred here. Then we have got next domino spawn time, which is going to control the spawn time of the next domino. Then we also have a boolean to tell the game that the domino is ready. We've got a public integer to track how many robots are in the scene. We've got a robots functions list, which is going to be a variable for the list of robot functions, which is a custom type. Then we've got vector tree and transform from domino box target and domino box. We've got domino prefab here, which is basically the prefab of the domino. Then we've got robot weight variables here, which is weight location reference. So this is going to be the position of the weight. The vector tree weight position for the robots that are going to be spawned. In the awake we are actually setting the robot in scene to 0. That's in the start. We are actually going to set the weight reference first over here, which is for robots. Then we have got domino variables over here initialized, and we've got domino target over here, which is going to be the first domino target for all robots. In the update function we are setting if we are at the game over state, we want to return and not run all of these functions. In the box color we have got a function which is going to change the color of the box based on where we are. So in the game, so if the domino is spawned, the color will be red. If the domino is not spawned, then the color will be white. And then we've got domino ready, which is going to actually tell the game that the domino is ready and immediately tell it to change it to false, that this statement doesn't run again. We're going to search for robots here. So we are going to continue running this while loop until we have found a robot that can go and collect the domino. We are running a for loop over here, which is going to check the states of the robots, and if they're waiting, then we are going to tell them to collect the domino. However, we'll also select the robot that is closest to the box and ignore the robots that are actually going to be farther away from the box. So this is a for loop. It is checking the distance between the robot that is being checked right now in the index and the next robot. So we'll only be finding a robot if the distance between the robot that we're checking right now and the next robot is actually less. If it's more, then we're going to ignore the current robot and continue this for loop until we have found a robot which is actually close to the box. Then we have the coroutine. Then we have got these are the various functions for spawning a domino and resetting the domino box. We've got spawn domino, which is going to be a simple function. After 5 seconds the domino will spawn. Then we have got this is the same function which is going to change the box either red or white depending on whether we have a domino. We've got domino target related variable functions here, which is going to set the domino target. So each and every time this function is called, the domino targets goes slightly forward so that the dominoes can stack. So this minus 0.5 is actually being subtracted from domino target dot z, which is actually controlling the domino target. And we've got spawn domino at target location, which is going to spawn the domino at the target location once the robot has reached the target. This is being called by the robots. In player robot we have a simple function which is going to handle the robot states. We've got variables waiting get domino, go to wait location has domino. We have a reference to the state. We've got rotation target, wait location, this animator, and this rigid body. These are all references. In the awake we get the rigid body. We are setting some initial states here. We're going to add a robot to the scene, which is going to add to the robot function list, which is in game control. Then we are going to set waiting position, which is going to set the waiting position of the robot that has spawned. And we're going to get the wait location over here. And all the robots that will spawn will actually get their own wait location using this function. In the fixed update we have got handle state, which is going to handle the states based on the distance the robot is from the domino box, as well as whether the robot is getting a domino, is waiting, or doing something else. So these are the functions for that. And we are really checking which state the robot is in and changing the state according to that. And we also can, this also is responsible for actually running the animations, this function, which is for the different states that the robot can be in. So the enum is actually going to see whether or not we are in the waiting get domino, go to wait location, or has domino state. Then we have got to move to waiting point, which is going to move the robot to the waiting point, as well as rotate it towards the waiting point. Then we've got get domino from box, which is going to get a domino from the box. Then we have got put domino target location, which is going to actually go to the target location that is set in game control, and then place the domino there. This code has been created so that you can spawn as many robots as you want, and still it should function correctly. However, it's been tested with 3 robots. Thank you very much.